Today we're going to talk about how we can solve systems. Remember, systems means you have two or more equations in the calculator using this process called a matrix. So we're going to be using our calculators today to solve all of this stuff. So I'm going to tell you right now, when you look at the steps, you're going to say, that's too many steps. I don't want to do it that way. And if that's your choice, you go for it. But I promise you, if you follow along with this, you'll get pretty fast at it. And it's a very, very easy way to solve a system in the calculator. It's like the preferred way of most of my kids. So here are the calculator steps. We're going to write them down together, and there's a lot of them. The first thing we have to do is we have to make sure it is in standard form. Standard form. That's an F, I promise you. Standard form. What I mean by standard form is it has to be like x plus y equals something. Like 2x, or it could be minus y, doesn't matter. 2x plus y equals 7. As long as the x is first, then the y equals a number, we're good. It is in standard form. If it's not in standard form, you got to put it into standard form. Okay? So then the second thing we do is we go to second matrix. And you're going to go, I have no idea what that is. We'll talk about it in a second, and I'll show you where all those buttons are. We go to second matrix. Then we go right to where it says edit. And we're going to enter in a 2 by 3. So we go where it says edit, we enter in 2 by 3. And then what we do is we enter in the values. Again, if this is not making any sense, it probably shouldn't. It will after we go over it together. So we go to the matrix, we edit to 2 by 3, and then we enter in our values. After we do that, we need to get out of that screen. So how we get out of that screen is we just hit second quit. Ooh, there we go. Second quit gets you out of that screen. Okay? So then what we have to do is we have to basically evaluate the matrix. Here are the buttons that we press to do that. We hit second matrix. And then we go right to where it says math. And then we go up or down. It doesn't really matter which one you do. I tend to go up because it's faster for me, but it's your choice. To this button that says RREF. And then it has a parenthesis. RREF. That stands for row reducing echelon form. You don't really need to know that though. It's just that's the button that we press in order to solve the matrix. Okay? And then we enter there. And then we're almost done. Then the last thing we have to do is we have to hit second matrix one more time. And we hit enter. If you've done it correctly in the calculator, it should look like something like this, like RREF with a parenthesis and then a bracket around, like that. That's what it'll look like if you're doing it correctly. And yet again, we'll talk about it in a second. So, matrix is a super easy way to solve all these systems in the calculator. However, there is a drawback to it, and this is something that you definitely need to know. What you need to know is that a matrix will not tell you if it is no solution or infinite solutions. So no matter what, the matrix is going to give you an answer. 2, 7, 3, 4, 12, 45, I don't know, whatever it is. It's always going to give you an answer. So even if the system is no solution, it's not going to say no solution, or it's not even going to say error. It's going to give you an answer. So that's the only drawback to a matrix. But for the most part, on your STAR test and other things, it's going to be an answer. So that's why we have this matrix option here. Okay? So now we're going to actually do these in the calculator. This is not something I want you to do just watching me. I need you with your graphing calculator in your hand following along with me. If your calculator is not looking like mine and you're having issues with that, I need you to pause the video, talk to your teacher, figure out what's going on with your calculator. Do not just watch what I'm doing. I promise you, you're not going to learn it that way. So, I have my calculator. I'm going to go ahead and clear the memory. So second plus 712, because I don't know who touched it last, so I'm just going to kind of make it like that. You don't really have to do that, but I'm just going to show you that. So, let me go to my steps here. Let's see where I need those steps. There we go. Calculator. Right here, the first thing we're going to do is do 3 of them that are already in standard form. So they're already in standard form, we're good to go. I don't have to worry about reordering it or anything. So I hit second matrix. So second, that's this button right here. For most of y'all it's blue, some of y'all might be yellow. So second, and then matrix, underneath math, it'll say matrix in either blue or yellow. So we're going to press this X-1 button. And that pulls up the screen that I want you to see. Then we're going to go right to edit. So I need to go over here to edit. So I just hit right twice. And I get to edit. I'm going to hit enter. And right now mine says 1 by 1. Yours might say 1 by 1, or it could say 2 by 3 or 3 by 4. There could be so many different things in there. We're just going to make it a 2 by 3. So all I do is hit 2, enter, 3, enter. And that makes it a 2 by 3. The reason we're doing that is the first number is the number of equations. We have 2 equations. And 3, each equation has 3 numbers. 1, 2, 3. So it's 2 equations by 3 numbers. Step 4 is we enter in the values. So just in this order, I'm going to enter them in. This is a positive 3, so I just hit 3 right there, and I hit enter. And it should put a 3 right there. This is minus 7. So you're not going to type in minus 7, you're going to type in a negative 7. So negative 7, make sure it's negative, hit enter, and then 21. Enter. So it should look just like that. So then that's negative 9. So negative 9, enter, 8, enter, and 15. Perfect. So I entered in all my values. And they should look alike. Then I hit second quit. So seconds right here, quits right here. It just gets you out of the screen. And if you're ever like stuck on a screen that you don't want to be in, just hit second quit and it gets you right out to the regular screen. So we're going to go back to second matrix. Remember, seconds there, matrix there. I'm going to go right to math. So math is right there. So go over there. And then up or down to RREF. So I'm going to go up, but you can also go down to get there. And I have RREF with the parenthesis. There's one that's just 1 R. We need the one that's 2 R's. Okay? And then hit enter. And it looks like that. Love it. Almost done. I hit second matrix one more time. So second matrix. And then just enter. Perfect. And then hit enter one more time. And there we go. This is our answer. And you're like, oh, that's not an answer. Yes, it is. Okay. What this means is basically 1x and no y's is negative 7. So basically that's saying x equals negative 7. And then y equals negative 6. However, if that's confusing, just ignore the zeros and ones. This right here is my answer, x comma y, kind of like alphabetical order. So my solution is negative 7 comma negative 6. So when I go over here, negative 7, negative 6. And you don't have to do graphing or substitution or elimination. You can just do it straight with the matrix and the calculator. Okay, let's do that again. So calculator, I'm just going to hit clear. I'm going to follow the steps again. So second matrix. I'm going to go over to edit. And when you do that, you're going to notice it's still a 2 by 3 and it has the values in from last time. So you don't have to hit 2 by 3 again. I'm just going to hit like right to go away from that. But I need to enter in my values. What you're going to do is you're just going to type on top of it. So right now it's a 30, but this is a negative x. So that should actually be a negative 1, correct? So if I just type in negative 1 and hit enter, it's going to replace that 3 with a negative 1. So you don't have to hit delete or clear or anything like that. You just type right on top of it. This is plus y, so that's a positive 1. So I'm going to do positive 1, enter, and then 2. Good. 3, another positive 1, negative 6. Great job. So I entered in my values. Then I hit second quit, second matrix, over like right to math. And eventually, you guys, you're going to memorize this, but it's going to be a while of you looking at your notes. Then up or down to RREF. Enter. And then the last step, second matrix, and then we hit enter again. So second matrix, enter, enter. There we go. So my answer is negative 2 comma 0. So negative 2 comma 0. And if you want on your notes here, you could hit enter times 2 because you do have to enter twice. I don't know if that's going to help you or not, but there you go. All right, I want you to pause real quick, and I want you to try to do this right one on your own. So pause real quick, try to do it on your own without me showing you, and then I'll do it quickly with you. So if you're listening now, I'm hoping that you at least attempted it on your own. Go ahead and do it together. So, maybe, there we go. So second matrix, go over to edit. It's already a 2 by 3, so I'm good there. So that's 5, negative 4, 15. Then it is 1, 4, and negative 21. You might want to always double check that this is correct. The most common mistake kids have when they're doing this is, I check what happened, this is wrong. So we get out of it, second quit, second matrix, over to math, up or down to RREF, enter, second matrix, enter, enter. Love it. -1, -5 is your answer. Perfect. Okay? All right. So most of the ones you're going to see, they're going to be in standard form. That's how it's going to look. But they're not always in standard form. What if they are not in standard form? Well, then if you're going to use the matrix, you need to put them into standard form. So let's look here. This is already x, y equals number. We're good. This one is in standard form. This is not x, y equals number. See how the x is on the wrong side of the equation? So I need to move this x over here. So I need to move it on the other side of the equal sign. Okay? Well, I can do that, but I have to change the sign because I'm moving across the equal sign. So what's the opposite of a positive x would become or positive 2x would become a negative 2x. So negative 2x, I move that over here. And then is this a positive y or a negative y? It's a positive y. Good. And then if I move this, it basically goes away, and I'm left with -2. And now that is in standard form. So you have to move it to the other side and then kind of reorder it. And then you can go ahead and do a matrix from there. 4, 2, 12, -2, 1, -2. And for sake of time, I'm not going to do the matrix on that one because my main goal here is to show you how to reorder them. Okay? What about this guy here? Is this in standard form? No. There's a couple things wrong with this one. The x is good, so I'm going to just rewrite that. -2x, that's perfect. But the y is on the wrong side. I need this y to come over here. So I need this y to go over here. So the opposite of a -3y would become a positive 3y. Just have to move it on over. And then equals. And then here's the other problem. This 12 is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be on this side. It's supposed to go over here. So I can do that. I just have to do the opposite. What's the opposite of a positive 12? Or adding 12 would be to subtract 12 or -12. And I just have to reorder the things there. Now that can definitely be confusing, and this is where my kids struggle with the most, is reordering it where it should go. And you're not going to see it all the time, but you do need to be aware that it has to be in the correct order. Now I'm going to do the other equation. I'll change it. So this one, the x and y are on the correct side, and that's correct, but the x needs to go first, right? So when I move this, am I going across the equal sign, or am I just switching the order of those two things? I'm just switching the order. So I don't have to like -3 and -9. Since they're already on the correct side, I just got to switch them. So I need the x first, positive 3x first, the y second, positive 9y second, equals, and then -9. So here's your trick, and if you need to write down, do so. If you're going across the equal sign, you change the sign. If you're just switching the order and it's on the correct side, you leave it alone. Okay? And then you do a matrix on that. So all those steps. This one, I want to show you, and we'll actually do the matrix here, fractions and decimals, because you're going to get them. So what is the value of x in the solution? On your own, pause real quick. I want you to try to get the answer to this system. So pause it. Go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to do it with you. So I'm going to clear that out. Second matrix, over to edit. I already have a 2 by 3, so I don't have to write that. I need to enter in my values. So 6, 3, 19. Positive 6, positive 3, positive 19. Then 3, -1, 7. Got my answers in there. It's great. So second quit to get out of it. Second matrix, over to math. Either up or down to RREF. Enter. And the last thing is second matrix, enter, enter. And I get this guy here, 2.6 repeating, and then 1. And this question is asking, what is the value of x? Well, the value of x is 2.666 repeating. So I know x equals 2.666 repeating. I know my board's freezing. It's okay. But none of my answer choices are saying 2.66666 repeating. Okay? I know this one's definitely wrong because it's not 1. But it's got to be one of these guys. So how can I figure that out? Well, just use your calculators and divide. So that's 5/3. If I do 5 divided by 3, is that 2.666 repeating? No. That one's also incorrect. Let's do 8/3. So 8 divided by 3. Is that 2.666 repeating? Yes. So then this one's correct. So when you do a matrix, it's always going to give you a decimal. And if your answers are in fractions, then you need to go ahead and just figure out which one's correct. All right, last thing, just real quick, and I'm just going to set it up for you. What if you have a word problem? So Michael bought some tigerfish at $3 and some goldfish at $4 each for his aquarium. If Michael bought a total of 12 fish and spent a total of $40, how many goldfish did he buy? So tigerfish, I'm going to go ahead and make it a capital T. Goldfish, I'm going to do a G. So he bought a total of 12. So I know tigerfish plus goldfish equals 12. Total 12. Tigerfish are $3, so that's 3 times a tigerfish, plus goldfish were 4, so 4 for a goldfish, equals, money goes with money, a total of $40 there. Lovely. So you could solve the top one for T or G, go do a substitution, you could do elimination, or you could do the matrix. So this is in standard form. I know it's not X's or Y's, but I have the T's, then the G's, then the numbers, so I'm good. So I go to my calculator. The last one we're going to do, guys. Second matrix, over to edit. It's already a 2 by 3. So I'm going to type in my values. This is a 1, and a 12. So positive 1, 12. Then that's 3, 4, 40. 3, 4, 40. Perfect. Second quit. Second matrix, over to math. RREF, enter, second matrix, enter, enter. And I get 8 and 4. Okay, 8 and 4. So how am I going to write this? That 8 represents what? Is that tigerfish or goldfish? Since the T was first, it's tigerfish. That means he bought 8 tigerfish and 4 goldfish. So, what's his name, Michael? Michael bought 8 tigerfish and 4 goldfish. Perfect. Okay, there you go. That's matrix in the calculator. If you have any questions, as always, please go talk to your teachers.